Frog sits in the light. Everything is fine. The lamp is on. The room makes sense. Frog knows where the door is. Frog knows where the walls end. Frog can see the corner. Nothing is there. Just a corner. Just empty space. Then someone turns off the light, and everything changes. Frog freezes. Not because Frog is childish, not because Frog is weak, because suddenly the room is full of questions. The corner is still just a corner, but Frog can't see it anymore. And what the eyes can't see, the brain fills in. You know this feeling. You've been in a room 1,000 times, but the moment the lights go out, that room becomes foreign. The dark doesn't just hide things, it creates them. Frog's brain starts filling the empty space. What if something is there? What if something moved into the corner? What if something has always been there, waiting? This is how anxiety works. The absence of information becomes the presence of threat. Not because you're irrational, but because your brain's job is to keep you alive, and uncertainty feels dangerous. Frog's ancestors survived because they assumed danger. The frog that heard a rustle and assumed predator lived longer. Your ancestors did too. Better to fear the shadow that turns out to be nothing than ignore the shadow that turns out to be everything. So Frog's brain defaults to worry. It does this to protect Frog. Your brain does the same. When you can't see, your brain prepares for danger. It's not irrational, it's ancient. The fear of the dark isn't a malfunction, it's a feature. Frog stares into the dark hallway. Frog needs to walk through it, just a few steps. In the daylight, it's nothing, but now, in the dark, it's a tunnel. You've stood at the top of the basement stairs. You've turned off the last light, and you've walked faster than you needed to. Not running, but not walking either. Frog does this too. Eyes forward, don't look at the corners, don't look behind. Especially don't look behind, because looking behind means acknowledging something could be there. This is magical thinking, the idea that not looking keeps you safe. Frog reaches the bathroom, turns on the light. Everything is fine again. Nothing was there, but Frog's heart is still racing because the brain does. Frog tries to sleep. The room is dark. Frog closes their eyes. This should help. But it doesn't, because the darkness behind Frog's eyelids feels different. One is inside, one is outside. Both feel too big. Frog's thoughts start moving. What was that sound? The house settling. But what if it wasn't? Is the door locked? Frog locked it. But did Frog really lock it? I should check the door. But if I get up, I'll have to walk through the dark, and the bed is safe. What if something sees me? Better to stay still. You've had this exact spiral. The fear of the dark becomes the fear of checking on the fear. The anxiety loops back. This is what happens when your brain tries to solve a problem with no solution. The door is probably locked, but probably isn't certain, and your brain craves certainty. Should I check? But what if I don't need to? But what if I do? Around and around. Frog is tired, but Frog's brain is guarding. It won't let Frog rest because rest means vulnerability. So the brain stays alert, scanning for threats, creating threats when it can't find them. Frog falls asleep with the closet door closed. This is non-negotiable. Open closet doors at night are portals. They show darkness deeper than the room's darkness, and that deeper darkness could contain anything. You know this. You've never said it out loud, but you know. Frog wakes up at 3 a.m., thirsty. The water is in the kitchen, but the kitchen is far, and the hallway is a tunnel. Frog lies still, weighing thirst against fear. Can I wait until morning? Morning is only a few hours away. This is fine. You've done this. You've chosen dehydration over facing the dark house. It sounds silly in the morning, but at 3 a.m., your logic is asleep. Your fear is wide awake. Your amygdala is running the show, and it doesn't care about thirst. It cares about survival. Stay in bed, stay still, stay hidden. Frog's brain is trying to protect Frog. Your brain is trying to protect you. It learned fear in the dark because the dark used to be dangerous. For most of human history, the dark was the most dangerous time. Predators hunted at night. Humans without fire didn't survive. So your brain still believes night equals danger, even though you're in a locked house, even though nothing is hunting you. Frog grows up. Years pass. Frog learns the dark is mostly safe, but Frog still doesn't like it. Frog still leaves a light on, a small light, a night light. Not because Frog is a baby, because Frog learned to work with their brain instead of against it. This is wisdom. You can do this too. Stop trying to be brave. Nightlights aren't childish, they're accommodations. They're the difference between anxiety and sleep. Leaving lights on isn't weakness, it's knowing what your brain needs. Checking the lock 3 times isn't silly if it helps you sleep. Your brain needs proof, so you give it proof. Not giving in to fear, but managing it. Frog isn't broken for feeling this way. You aren't broken either. You aren't weak for being afraid of the dark. Fear of the dark isn't about the dark. It's about lack of control. In the light, you control what you see. In the dark, you control nothing. You can't confirm safety. You have to trust. And trust is hard when your brain is wired for suspicion. It's about the unknown. The dark is full of unknowns. What's in that corner? What made that sound? You don't know. And not knowing feels like danger. Your brain's job is prediction. But in the dark, there's no information. So your brain panics. It fills the gaps with threats. Because assuming the worst kept your ancestors alive. You're descended from the warriors, from the ones who assumed danger. Frog learns something important. The fear will probably never fully go away. And that's okay. Frog doesn't need it to disappear. Frog just needs to make peace with it. I see you, fear. I know why you're here. You're trying to keep me safe. But I'm okay. You can rest now. You can say this too. Thank your brain for trying to protect you. Then gently remind it you're safe. With compassion. Frog sleeps with a small light now. Every night. Without shame. Not because Frog needs it to survive, but because Frog deserves comfort. You deserve comfort too. You deserve to feel safe. If that means a nightlight, use one. If that means checking locks, check them. Whatever you need. You're not broken for being afraid. You're human. You're carrying survival instincts from every ancestor. Your fear is proof of that. Your brain is doing what it was designed to do, keeping watch, even when there's nothing to watch for. That's not a flaw. That's proof you're alive. That's proof your brain cares. The dark will always be the dark, but you don't have to face it the way you think you should. You can face it your way, with lights on, with whatever makes your brain quiet enough to rest. Frog is not afraid because Frog is weak. Frog is afraid because Frog's brain loves Frog. Your brain loves you too. It's trying to keep you safe. You're okay. You're not broken. You're just human. And being human means being afraid sometimes, especially of the dark. And that's perfectly okay.